High level of conversation on live hiphopdaily.tv, and this episode is sponsored by Atlanta Clothing. Stay tuned. Atlanta Clothing, we're actually going to be revamping and launching a new website over the next couple of weeks, and we're rolling out a new collection of Atlanta signature sweaters. So stay tuned to that. We're going to actually drop a special sale when that does go up. But follow AtlantaBizClothing.com. I'm already in the mode, like I'm feeling like I'm already high already, man.
Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. It's coming.
Shout out to my boy Jesse, man. Like I say, it's Cash Color Camp is a high level of conversation. And tonight I have a special guest in the building. This is actually his first time on the show. So I'm actually blessed to have my boy on here. And that's my man Jesse Peak with Dope, Dank, and Dine. We don't got Chef Todd with us today, but that's all good. Chef Todd is doing what he do, which is private chef.
Listen, Chef Todd is getting in his bag right now.
I'm not mad at you,
what's
bro.
going on.
I'm not mad at you.
I can't wait to find out tomorrow what he did tonight.
That's what I was wondering myself. I was like, I wonder what he had to go prepare that
Listen,
quick too.
You never know. This dude is like an Albert Einstein in the kitchen. Really educated in culinary and always pushes things to new heights. It's ridiculous. Like, yo, come by the house. I got something. Okay. And I pull up and it's something I seen on Netflix, Chef's Table creation. So yeah, we gonna have you come through when we.
Yo, I want to. I definitely want to. You know, I think everything y'all do is dope. To be honest, man. But we gonna get into what Dope, Dank, and Dine is and why I think it's dope, and also how it came to life and all that. But before we do, please introduce yourself and tell us what you do and how you got here.
So this is JessePeak.com. You know what's funny? I smoked my first joint less than 2 years ago.
You's a motherfucking lie.
I'm dead serious. Dead serious. Been in the car business 22 years. I'm sitting up at my job, and it's a little unique story. I enjoy telling it. I'm looking at this tweet, because I'm on Twitter heavy. Looking at this tweet, and this girl, Martine F. Pierre. You know Martine?
Yes, I do, actually. I was like, why does that name sound fucking familiar? Yeah.
Yes. Martine F. Pierre has this tweet, and it's going viral. She's talking about all the things that black and brown people can do in the cannabis space. And I'm looking... I gotta say this. I had been thinking about starting a podcast, but I just didn't want to be on a podcast talking about nothing. And so I see this tweet. It's doing numbers. All the things black and brown people can do in the cannabis space. She's talking about education apps, transportation, logistics, just all the things you can do. And she said somebody should be reviewing cannabis strains. At that moment, one of my employees walks up to me, high as a kite. Yo, I'm about to go to the racetrack across the street and get some snacks. And I'm like, I forgot, this is what happens when you get slightly elevated, you get hungry. But I don't eat all the snack stuff. I usually want to go to the high-end restaurants. And the idea sparked, hey, review cannabis strains and eat in high-end restaurants, review the food, review the cannabis strains. Yeah. And that's how it all kicked off.
I'm sorry, bro. So I finally got the answer from the person who was texting me.
Listen, that's spam.
Yeah, like who the fuck is this?
She's going to ask you for a Cash App. $40. So you want to send the $40 now or later?
How about
Anybody here want to see some news?
I'm gonna go ahead and block this. I'm gonna go ahead and block this right now.
No, you need to dig into that.
I can't dig into this. First off, let's talk about bad grammar. I'm a Chinese. I'm
a Chinese, but it's an Anglo-Saxon in there.
I'm a Chinese. Like, come on, dog. Like, I don't know you, man. My bad, bro. That's why I was paused. I was like, the hell is this now? Like, I'm out of here. Leave me alone, sis. My bad.
See, we already need to get in the clouds. If this is how it's starting, so check this out.
I feel like you spoke that into existence.
Check this out. We've got this strain here from Lowell Farms. I'm sorry, Lowell Smokes. You gonna get slightly elevated with me, right?
I am gonna get slightly elevated with you. Shout out to Lowell. So have you ever been out to like one of their facilities?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
At MJ Biz last year, actually. I went to one of their pop-ups.
Absolutely. Okay, then I got to do that again this year.
Yeah.
But this is the Passion Hybrid, okay? The Passion. And the terpenes... Let me give you all some information real quick. This strain is a hybrid. Say it again?
Break it down.
Oh, he wants me to break it down. This strain is 77% cereal milk and 23% venom OG. The primary terpene in cereal milk is caryophyllene. And if people don't know about caryophyllene, it gives you a spicy taste in your strain. But I'm going to read something to you here that I know. Caryophyllene is for clarity, for focus, and for recovery.
Oh, so we ain't gonna be in the clouds that heavy.
Well, there's a couple terpenes that are in here. So
I was about to take that back too. If you're one of the people who get like business ideas and shit, then it might take us up in the clouds.
Oh, I do. Clarity. Absolutely. When I get up there, they'll tell you. I'll call Des at 2:00 in the morning. Hey, what you think about this? He'll be like, man, you crazy, and then hang up the phone on me, and I gotta sleep on it and then call him the next day and go through the business concept with him, and then it makes sense. But The primary terpene in cereal milk is caryophyllene, and the primary terpene in Venom OG is myrcene. And myrcene is good for descending, prospering. It's a real soothing terpene. So we're going to have a multitude of effects that we experience with this tonight.
Let's get into this and have this conversation.
Now,
man.
I like this bag from Lowell Farms, or this box. It's got a magnetic thingy on it. So I'm opening this up for the first time.
That is pretty dope. I'm a fan of unique packaging.
Yes.
Like, that is pretty dope.
And this is extremely unique. It comes with its own matches.
Okay. Oh.
And it's got something about the story in the spring of 1909. We'll talk about that later. I don't want to hear about this story. Oh, you know what? These are baby joints. Oh, man, these are childish joints. These are childish.
They gave us pin rolls.
It's a microdose.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take 3 pulls from this,
I was
and
about to
that's
say,
it.
can we take one individually? Like, we don't need to pass this back.
No. That's individually. And then here's how I'm going to light this. I got the beeswax thingamajigger.
Got it.
I don't know the technical term from it. I know is
I think thingamajigger might
the
be
reason
it.
I do this, I want the cleanest smokes possible. I don't want any chemicals in my smoke, so I don't use a lighter. I use this here, and I'm see if I can get some aromas or some taste on my
He
tongue.
said we got childish joints. Lowell, what y'all on right now?
Hold on.
Yeah. I was just bigging y'all up, and here y'all giving us junior mints.
Now, this is supposed to have an extremely fruity taste on it. You know the flavor profile that I get from this? My dad, when I was younger, used to give us Nutri-Grain waffles when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Salted sweet cream butter on the Nutri-Grain waffle, and then plum preserves. This reminds me of that.
You know what this reminds me of? Cookies. This tastes like cookies.
What kind of cookies?
Cookies flat out. Not I just had a thought in my mind because somebody just had a different strain of cookies. No, just cookies. Like cookie. I don't want to say OG, but just cookies. Yeah, there you go. Not Girl Scout. Not even Girl Scout, I don't think. Shit, I got to go back now and look at the pack I have at the house because it actually tastes like that. Why am I not? I'm not actually against the micro dosing of this. I'm actually not against it.
Well, see, I usually roll my joints, take 2 or 3 pulls, gets me right where I need to be, and do my thing from there. So it might take me 5 or 6 days.
You know, it's funny. So normally, one of my questions is normally how people got into cannabis, and you've only been smoking for 2 years. So what led you to actually lighten up the first time?
I did it on the first episode of Dope, Dank, and Dine.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm sitting at the job, had this idea. That's the caryophyllene. So let me share this with y'all. Anybody in here ever coughed when they smoke?
Yes.
Everybody thinks it's from the papers or from the if they're rolling on grab-a-leaves or whatever. It's actually caryophyllene. That terpene is spicy and peppery. So when that hits the back of your throat, that's where you get that cough from.
I have a friend of mine named Mikey. She matter of fact, not even just Mikey, Dr. Uma as well, will encourage you to cough. Like if you ever been around Dr. Uma, coughing is what you're supposed to do. Get it in your lungs. Get it in your lungs. Cough is what you're supposed to do. So you hit your first joint doing your first podcast.
Absolutely. First episode up at Forks and Flavors in Kennesaw. Got slightly elevated there, and it's been off to the moon from then.
That's crazy. Your first joint was that day.
Yeah, that day. I saved it. I went to Denver.
Yeah.
Got a couple samples of strains, and I said, I'm gonna smoke my first joint ever.
You definitely got a unique way of how you got into the industry because this is now, like you say, 2 years in right now.
Right.
You was prior to this, you was a car salesman, but somewhere after them 2 years, you decided to take a deep dive into cannabis.
Yeah, and it's funny, man. The story. I moved back to Seattle. That's where I'm from, to take care of my pops when I was 30. This is 2011, and my dad was diagnosed where he already had multiple myeloma, which is a bone cancer. So his cancer was inactive. The last 6 months of his life, it kind of reactivated itself. And I convinced him to try cannabis products. So he started taking those things, and it completely changed who he was. My dad was super talkative, real active and engaging when he was high. So it was a great thing. And my dad told me, I'm glad you don't have any smoking in here because, when I was younger, I got arrested in Arizona and thrown in prison for trafficking. I thought he was just high talking nonsense. So check this out. Maybe 7 months ago, I just had the thought, like, maybe your dad wasn't crazy. Just start looking stuff up. I start Google searching. My dad got arrested for cannabis trafficking in Arizona back in 1968.
Was he actually trafficking? Was he like
trunk full of cannabis? Trunk full of cannabis.
Yeah, your dad was a trapper.
So, funny. This case goes to the Court of Appeals in Arizona because it was a legal search and seizure. Of course, black men in the 60s, they threw it out. Like, no, this is all good. Like, you're going to prison. They sent him to prison in Washington. My dad never gets sentenced to prison in Washington for trafficking cannabis. He never would have met my mom when he got out. Never would have had me. Full circle, I'm supposed to be in the cannabis space.
A love story.
So that's my little story of how I should be in it and what got me into it.
Yeah, so it was actually in the bloodline.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, I'm really liking this packaging.
Bro, that's a crazy ass story. And the fact you learned about your father so late in life, like, so he was never, so your mother and your father, they were never open with you about cannabis use or
no,
like that?
Man, listen, my dad smoked a pipe. Tobacco pipe. Gotta be, tell y'all about that. But smoked a tobacco pipe. Real sophisticated dude. And he got cancer maybe when we were 8. Beat it. Got it again when we were 13. Beat it again. And told us, hey, I'll never smoke again. But no, him and my mom never talked about that stuff. To me, smoking a pipe was cool. Yeah. Like, it's what sophisticated gentlemen do. So, that was cool for me. But my mom never talked about that stuff. I don't even think, like, I brought it up to her. Her response was kind of like, yeah, I knew, but
I knew he had the trafficking charge. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, because my mom was an educator, so she probably knew all those things, but just never shared it with us.
That's what's up, man. So, but you had your first joint doing your podcast, Dope, Dank, and Dine. Now, Dope, Dank, and Dine is something I came across on social media initially. It was just something that literally came down my timeline. I'm not even sure how, because
the algorithm is wild. You never know.
Not even sure why, but what I did like was everything I was seeing in this video, because shout out to my boy Scott Lee Ennis. He's a chef. He was, matter of fact, he was on Hell's Kitchen a little while, but he's been up here twice to do private dinners. And whenever he did a private dinner, we'd always have like about 80 people who would want to show up and kind of get the food. But I always felt like it's too close for a room to ever do something like that. But I thought it was a dope idea. So when I saw what you was doing, I was like, oh, this is literally like, I'm seeing the shit that should have happened, like conceptually, like this is really dope, and I like how they're rolling all this out. I just never had a chance to ever go to one, and I wasn't sure about the rundown until I met you at MJ Biz.
Vegas last year. We're gonna do it again this year.
Yeah, we did, man. And and by that time I really started doing a little bit more looking into the brand, and I kind of wanted you on the show back then. But speaking to us about Dope, Dank, and Dine, when did that concept come to you, or did it come to Chef Todd first? And also, I'll ask that question afterwards about Todd.
Okay. No, the concept came to me. Like I said, I was sitting at my job. Chef Todd had just moved up to Atlanta, probably maybe 6-8 months before that. And he's growing his personal brand, opening up a few restaurants up here. And I had the concept of fine dining and cannabis reviews. So I hop on Instagram and I hashtag ATL private chef. Chef Todd's the first person I ever contacted. I hit him up. Hey, got this idea. I know I'm gonna need a chef at some point in time. Like, can we talk about this? He let me know. I love the concept. Yeah. Like, this is dope. I just opened a restaurant here. Come check it out. This is in early December. So I went to the space, the restaurant, and he had a lot of just bite-sized foods. But I've never had food that had the flavor profiles that his did. It was cooked to perfection, Gouda mac and cheese, salmon sliders, but not your ordinary salmon sliders. So we met. And he was like, man, I'm here. I can't do anything with it right now. So I shot about 6 months worth of episodes in restaurants and whatnot. And I had hit him up one night. Hey, I'm coming down to the restaurant, bringing a few friends down there. He was like, hey, I'm not there anymore. I said, hey, let's talk. And that's when we connected. And me and Dez, Arsenio, David, we all connected at that time. And we went the direction of now every time we do content, I'm breaking down the terpenes on a strain. And then Chef Todd is building a dish to pair with the terpenes in those strains, because a lot of people don't understand this. When you smoke and you've got these terpenes running through your system, when I take a bite of a dish that this one has caryophyllene in it and myrcene. The flavor profile on caryophyllene is peppery and spicy, like the high kicking in already. And on myrcene, well, I'll tell you a little tip. Myrcene is found in mangoes. And so if you ever get high with a strain that has myrcene in it, like right now, if we had some mangoes, it would take our high to another level. But Chef Todd pairs these foods with the terpenes in the strain, and it's like a flavor explosion in your mouth. So that's what we do now.
That's what's up. So he doesn't infuse any of the food. He
Absolutely not.
He just pairs it with something that goes with the strain.
Here's why. When you get high, all your senses are enhanced. You know, any of y'all ever had sex while you were high?
Yes.
Okay. It hits a little bit harder.
Yes.
All your senses are enhanced. When you eat, you know, you taste more flavors in food. And so the infused thing is great. You eat your food, though, and then you're high later. When you get high first, and you've got these terpenes flowing in your system, and now you're pairing the foods with the terpenes, you have a different food experience and a different high experience that you won't get when you infuse the food. So it's a whole nother science project we on.
Yeah, I like how y'all play that out, because I thought at first that he was infusing, but no, I actually like the idea that you.
Yeah, I'd never been a.
It's like a sommelier. Like you're going there. We finding the perfect wine to go with this meal. Like I like how that.
Yeah, it works out amazing, man, and that's why you got to come next time we do a taping. You got to come through, and you can see how the whole thing plays out. It's a whole next level experience.
That's what. Yeah, speak to us about the experience. So what episode are you on right now?
20.
22 episodes in, man. What was first off, talk about the first one. Like, what was the first experience like as far as trying to run the production on that?
It was fun. Yeah. It was fun. You know, my background is in the car business. I knew what I wanted to accomplish here, what I wanted creative-wise, shots. I spent a year in film school, so I had a tiny background on what I wanted. But it was fun because I come into this situation not from a TV production background, just from this is something that I want to do. I think it's going to be great for the whole cannabis culture. And so let's attack this from that perspective. Let's just have fun with what we're doing. You know, this is what we need to accomplish, and everybody be really creative in your box. And that's what we do. That's what we do. So it's just really fun. It's really fun.
That's dope. And during the show, do y'all sit down and actually speak? Like you have the podcast
absolutely.
aspect as well?
Absolutely.
What type of guests do y'all normally have?
We don't have any guests.
You don't have guests?
Our guests are the strain. And our guests are Chef Todd's Dish.
That's what's up.
So those are our guests. We have, friends of the podcast, sometimes some of Chef Todd's clients.
So that's a super dope idea for an event.
Yeah.
Plug me in next time.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Plug me in next time. So since you've been doing that, though, have you ever felt any kind of nervousness about doing such a type of event and doing such a type of show? Because, when it comes to the weed consuming down here, we're still,
Let me answer that. No. Let me tell you why. Everything I'm doing is purpose-driven.
Yeah.
It's purpose-driven. I'm not playing around with this. This is what I was put on the earth to do, and I see that. So I move in that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. Listen, we're in a room. If we all went to, I don't know, somebody name a place right now. Where could we all go? Mexico. No, somewhere in Atlanta. He said Mexico. Atlanta Fish Market, okay? We go to Atlanta Fish Market, and it's packed. Okay, how many people in that room consume cannabis? 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4. So, what do I need to be nervous about?
I feel you. When I first started doing Cash Color Cannabis, we started in 2016. That was a ongoing conversation. Like, how nervous are you to have this conversation? And my whole argument was always this First Amendment right. Like, High Times has been around for 40 years at this point. Has anybody ever asked them, are you nervous about putting out a full magazine every year for 40 years?
No, they're not nervous at all.
Yeah, so don't be nervous about it. We have the right to have a conversation about this. You're not selling weed on air.
No, I'm not.
We have the full right to have these conversations.
All we do is talk about our experience, and that's it. I think everybody should be able to hear about this plant from multiple perspectives. Mm-hmm. Our perspective is one. Somebody else's perspective might be different. I think it's important. Yeah. But a lot of my perspective is educational based. So I'm sharing facts about this stuff. Like when I tell you that caryophyllene flavor profile is spicy, that's just a fact.
I love it because also we need to tell more of these stories from a perspective of our perspective, like
Absolutely.
a black perspective, that we're not such a monolith in this industry. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's many versions of what we do. There's many versions of how we like this plant. There's many versions of how we're going to tell the story about this plant.
I feel that I'm 100% in agreement with that. We just need to, the people that feel this way, just continue to produce content.
Yeah.
That's it. Content runs everything. So that's what's got to happen.
One thing I'm seeing lately on your Instagram is the out and about kind of content. Like, where y'all just kind of pulling up to people and having these conversations.
That's all him right there in Arsenio. We sitting outside the house, and shout out to Dez, Ben David. Oh, I can't say his government name. They got it now.
Oh, yeah, we already did that.
Man, we love being outside. It's cool meeting people, talking to people, and hearing their stories. I'm always interested in that because it's another perspective I get to view things from.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to ask you, I want to hear your perspective. Is there anybody in existence that you would want to get slightly elevated with? Who? Ooh.
Oh.
That's the first time I heard that. I'm asking you that in a second. We'll get to that shortly.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
God. I'm going to have to do a Google search real quick. I'm like, is he still alive?
Is he still alive?
He's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
All right.
Just making sure. Because I was like, oh, man, wait, hold on. like, is he still here? Is he still here?
Hilarious.
Yeah, let me just make sure first.
Hilarious. Yeah, he's probably in his 90s.
No. I don't believe so, but I'm going to leave this alone.
Listen.
I think it was January 6th. If I this right, January 6th,
Lone
2022.
Smokes.
But it still could be Sidney Poitier.
The Passion Hybrid. Ladies and gentlemen. How are you feeling right now? Where's this high taking you?
This high is definitely taking me clarity of mind, which had me say a minute. He said Sidney Poitier. I'm like, I don't think Sidney Poitier alive. Clarity of mind, definitely.
So is he or isn't he?
He's not.
But that's it. The question didn't require whether
No, it didn't.
No,
But
it didn't.
I was just okay.
No, he did. He was 94 though when he passed.
See, I knew he got up in his 90s.
Yeah, he was 94. That would have been an epic session.
So what kind of questions would you ask him? I'm gonna ask you that in a second. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
And that's how the show goes. So y'all just kind of approach people on the street, and you literally catch people off guard like that, and y'all have the funniest conversations.
Listen, we've got. They get funnier.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. They get funnier. As we get more comfortable with people, and people get more comfortable with us outside, you can see a whole lot more funnier questions and funnier responses. But I really want to get into things personally with people and find out where the plan has taken them. So there's going to be a nice inquisitive side of this too.
That's what's up. So when I first met you, it was MJ Biz, and the thing that jumped out to me and still stands out to me today is the shirt you had on.
Hilarious. The Karen shirt?
Yeah, he had a shirt that had a stop sign on it, and Karen was in the middle of it. Yeah, and I loved it because y'all know I got the drug lord shirts. I was going to wear my Reagan shirt, but I said to myself, I don't want to be too controversial today. and then my man walked into the media room with a shirt that says "Stop Karen."
Yeah, I don't care. Oh, and just to plug it, go stopkarenshirt.com. Go get your shirt. Go get your shirt. I got to get you a shirt, so I'll get one to you.
Bro, I was crying when you came into the press room with that shirt.
Listen, I'll be out there again in the same shirt.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
What was your experience like at MJ Biz last year?
Cool. I went out there.
That was your first time?
Yeah, first time. We just kind of soaked it up. Dez was out there with me, and this year, everybody going. So we're all gonna be out there. But Dez was with me. How'd you like it? Dez got high out there off of edible.
Ooh.
One of the juices.
Okay.
So, but hold on though. We're in the store, talking with one of the bud tenders. Oh man, I'm good. This ain't gonna affect me at all. Are you sure? Yeah, man. I drink them all the time, or I did before, and they never did anything to me. Okay. Dez. We go back to the hotel. How long? Maybe 45 minutes? Me, him, and Martine. We met, we were staying, where were we staying? The Palazzo or something? We went downstairs. There's an Italian restaurant downstairs. We met Martine, had dinner. 45 minutes into dinner, Dez starts doing this. And I'm like, What's wrong with you? Nothing. No, something's wrong with you. This pizza really good. Oh, okay, Des. And I had to, like, he was walking like a child back to the hotel room. It was just the most hilarious thing ever. I thought he was going, And then 2 days later, he came out the high.
2 days later?
2 days later. Now, something that I learned after that I wish I would have known then. If you're too high, anybody in here, if you're too high off of THC products, what you do is always have some CBD products available. The CBD will counteract the THC and bring down your high.
I was more thinking tell him don't drink no more.
Oh, no. You can still get there.
But yeah,
you can still get there because some folks don't.
But you're right. Yeah, get you a CBD joint.
Yeah,
that will even you out. But also know your limits. Now we know limits now, especially the brand. Next time you see that brand, get triggered.
Yeah. So, but you need to smoke. That's why I enjoy smoking, because you can take your pulls, be slightly elevated for 30, 45 minutes like you need to be, let it come down. And if you want to bring yourself back up, take a few more pulls. And for me, I found out that microdosing is puts me in a perfect space. Ultra creativity, ultra relaxation when I want to go for that. I work out slightly elevated, so it enhances my workouts if I've got the right terpene profile. It's just a whole situation.
Let me tell you, you done sold me on these. I'm about to give them a shameless plug. Low Smokes. Y'all can send us down packs of these. I like this. I can actually do this on the show and not to get too fucked up. I don't have to smoke. Yeah, I was a minute ago. Yeah, and we on.
Hey, but these are doing what they need to do.
There's proof.
Yeah,
there's proof. I was on air saying this. Yeah, who this whack shit? Nah, I'm sorry. Y'all wasn't whack. Run that back. I actually like the concept of these. Yeah, we need to get some of these sent down to Atlanta. Yeah, you got another one you can pass? Another little fingertip joint? I said the same. Yo, these are dope. These are actually dope. When they first came out the pack, we was looking like the fuck. But these actually are pretty lit, man. So MJ Bizzo is going to be this year. You coming back down?
Mm-hmm. We will be there. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have some fun, make some new friends.
I feel you. I'm plotting right now. We just locked in the spot for a podcast row. So we're going to be doing our podcast down there.
Amazing.
On,
Amazing.
Thursday or Friday, I can't remember the day, but we're going to be doing our podcast down there.
We will drop in for 7 minutes.
Oh, pull up, man.
Holler at you. Absolutely, we will do that.
Pull up. You know, I like when we do podcast row and we can get people to come into the booth that we in because it looks like we in the studio. And we definitely stand out. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely stand out.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. You're just going to meet some people and, just soak up the scenery.
Speaking of, have you been to Black CannaCon yet? No, you haven't.
I
because it was last year that I saw you. It was just that intimate of a crowd.
Is that in New Orleans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this year they're doing it November 3rd through the, I got to remember the day, so I'm actually a moderator this year, so I'll be down there. Yeah, holding it down, man. I'll be down there on that level this year, man. Plus, I'm giving away 2 tickets too, so I'm gonna lay out the details, all that. But
what are the details? Let them know now.
Oh, I don't have the details yet.
All right.
Yeah, give me a second. Like I said, I'm gonna lay them all out. I'm gonna lay out the details in a second. But I definitely want to speak that up seriously to all Black cannabinpreneurs, people who are interested in the cannabis industry, already in it. Make sure that you go to Black CannaCon in New Orleans. Same way we go to MJ Biz, and shout out to MJ Biz. I have an amazing relationship with them, but definitely we need to big this up and make this what it should be, especially where it is in New Orleans. Because New Orleans, you talk about walking around with a joint and nobody giving a shit. I was like, whoa, New Orleans has changed. This is the perfect place to do this at.
And then the food, man, that'll be an amazing time down there.
Yeah, you can do some great content. Like if y'all actually get a spot down there, Airbnb or something.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
November what? Gotta look.
Hold on. There you go. I was about to say,
third
go
through
back
the
to
fifth.
Instagram.
Okay.
3rd through the 5th.
3rd through the 5th. Perfect. Now, what got you into the cannabis space?
What got me into cannabis?
How long have you been smoking?
I've been smoking forever. At this point, my first time smoking, I wasn't even a freshman in college just yet. I was in high school visiting in college.
Really?
Yeah, that was my very, very first time. I was visiting there when I was a senior in high school.
Where are you from originally?
Boston.
Boston, okay.
Yeah, so I was going to school and visiting a school, and some friends of mine was up there, so we was kicking it, and they used to smoke.
Hold on. I don't know if it's the Lowell Smokes, but the first thing I wanted to ask you when you said you're from Boston is Boston racist.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my head.
Yeah, Boston's racist. Like, yeah, that's what. The matter of fact, that's our biggest export. You know what I'm saying? Like, we give out racism out there, boy. But it's a different place. Like I tell folks, our racism is. I take our racism before I take up the racism in Georgia every day. Every day, people live in racism down here and still don't get that they are in it. You know what I'm saying? Where in Boston, it's just what we do. You know what I'm saying? When I come down here, I'm still kind of shocked at some of the things people don't catch that are racist.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So high school, college.
Yeah.
You smoked first then.
First time then.
Now, are you an indica person or a sativa person?
I'm a sativa person, but I really need to start being an indica person. Like my mind doesn't need to be on tilt all damn day. Like I need to start slowing it down a little bit more. But
check this out. I got something for you.
Yeah.
I'll send you some strain recommendations. If you find a strain that has limonene in it, okay? Limonene is going to give you more to the creative side and energizing side. And then you find a terpene with linalool in it. Linalool, you know the smell of lavender? Mm-hmm. That terpene linalool is responsible for that smell. It calms you. So if you have a strain that has the limonene, which is your energizer, and the linalool, it will allow you to be creative and still be cool and relaxed.
I love talking to weed people like you. And when I mentioned the word sommelier, I meant like you, like that conversation right there. That's what people who are really into wine, like who are
right.
They can break down wine like just like how you just did.
Right.
Same thing with my man Jesse Horton. Like Jesse Horton, when he speaks about cannabis, it's like you could really just sit back and like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, that shit is, you know. I love it the way how expressive you are about it and how it's just like if the passion comes out.
Yeah, it's real. I enjoy this.
And this is crazy for somebody
fun.
who's only been in this for 2 years. Like it's not like you a lifer.
Yeah, no, but I'm doing homework every night. Like every single night I'm reading up on this stuff, trying to find out new things. Like, man, it's wild. These terpenes have medicinal properties. So people that are really out there that have anxiety, that have depression, that, you know, hell, people that battle having no PTSD, but I'm thinking of something else. You know, the girls or the guys that starve themselves. Anorexia. There's some terpenes that will suppress your appetite, but there's other terpenes that will increase your appetite. Yeah. And so limonene, that's this creative terpene, energizing terpene that helps fight anxiety and depression because it's naturally going in your body and elevating you naturally, not with any chemicals. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And so finding out all these medicinal properties, you know, my dad had cancer. And so when he took edibles, multiple myeloma and tinnitus, when he took edibles, you know, I used to cook for him waffles with cannabis infused syrup. When he took those products, the pain wasn't there anymore. He wasn't complaining about it, wasn't complaining about the ringing of his ears, and he was just more energetic and talkative. So I got to experience it firsthand 10 years ago. So now that I'm like into it, like I'm trying to like, oh, this is serious. I want to learn all about it. It's fun for me.
How's your family takes into all this, or how your friends take into all this? Like, this is such a huge jump from one thing to another.
Then my friends right there.
Boom. He's out brought him with me.
Chef Todd. Like, listen, my circle's so small, like small. Because everybody that I run with, we all like see the vision, and so it's cool. It's real cool for me because you know I think real big. It's important for me to. Like my imagination be showing me some real crazy shit, and it's important for me to like lean into that. And you got to have people around that like fuck with that. When I say, hey, Dez, I need help with this, or David, I need help with this. This is what I see. These guys like really help me put this stuff together using their skill sets, and it's like it's dope. Hold on, what are we talking about? Because
You was asking me about whether I'm an indica
I love
sativa
it when Trey
person.
hit me like this.
You was asking me if I was an indica sativa person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll find you the right strain. I'm gonna give you some recommendations.
I appreciate that, man. You know what? We was talking about coming up with ideas during this time. I actually got an idea. I'm thinking as you're speaking that, oh, bro, we got to have a collab, Cash Color Cannabis, on our website where you give off recommendations based off. Yeah, like how we're doing right now. Like, I think that would be dope.
Man, we'll set everything up.
Yeah.
We'll set everything up.
Yeah, see what weed do.
See what?
See what weed does.
Oh man, listen, it's amazing. What y'all doing over there? Everybody, are y'all all in the clouds? Why are you not? No more? Why not?
I don't smoke no more.
I just don't. It gave me anxiety.
So it gives you anxiety, like makes you nervous. That means you smoke too much. Just like with anything, you drink at all. So if you go out, dinner, have a glass of wine, it gets you just a little buzzed. That feels real good. But if you get drunk, that's not, who wants to be drunk? Like you lose track of everything. When you consume too much of the flower at one point in time, it makes you nervous. But if you like microdose, like I do, it'll make you like real even. You want to try this?
She ain't smoking.
Like 2 pulls will just make you real nice.
She ain't smoking.
Okay, all right. When you're ready, Dope Dank Dine on Instagram. Just reach out. I'll have the rookie with you, Dez. I'll make sure you guys don't get any like too high.
We gonna get off Dez. Dez made a mistake.
When are you gonna smoke though?
When it comes to smoking for you, paper, blunts, or bongs? What's your
I'm
favorite?
100%. So True Growth, edible rolling papers. I love those. Have you tried those?
You said the edible rolling paper?
Oh my God. I've got to get you some. I'm gonna get you in touch with Jay. She takes fruit and turns them into rolling papers. They're edible rolling papers. Pineapple, strawberry, mango, all flavors.
Have you ever had a banana wrap? I've had banana wrap.
No, haven't had a banana wrap.
Yeah, I've had those
so
before.
those and rolling bouquets are my go-tos for my cones. Those that's what I love.
I feel like we should have some bouquets here. Like they was a big sponsor for us this year.
I got a bunch of the bouquets at the house, so that's what I roll up on.
That's what's up. So you're not a tobacco smoker?
No, not at all. And then I do my bong occasionally. I love the bong. And then I got a glunt in my case over there.
Got it.
The glunt's the glass blunts. Yeah. We're gonna do some content.
I can't do glass blunts.
Well, why not?
I feel like
too much. Make you want to.
Yeah. It just
Mind over matter.
Yeah, you.
but it's cannabis in there. And the only reason you're doing it is because you have nothing else to burn. You get all of those terpenes.
When I was in Vegas last year, I was at a party and they gave us glass pipes. And the one of the things we had to do, we had a chance to do was go around from vendor to the vendors and pull up a little bud and be able to smoke it. And when I was hitting it, I was watching everybody else hit it.
You're like, man, it's a whole bunch of crackheads.
Yeah, I thought about New Jack City immediately. I was like, this is how we look right now.
Yeah, there's Pookie.
I understand what we're doing. This definitely tastes a lot better, but we look like.
Yeah, I do like it because you just get all the flavor that's in the strain. So yeah, that's why I enjoy it.
And I still keep my glass pipe now, but it's just like that wouldn't be my go-to.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That wouldn't be my go-to. The same thing with bongs. Bongs are my thing.
I enjoy them. You get a different kind of high. I do when I'm pulling bong rips. So
bongs is not for the kid, man. So what do you feel like? What do you feel like is going to be the thing that keeps you in cannabis?
Cannabis is going to keep me in cannabis. Sharing my experiences will, because the experiences, they're cool, and if I can share with other people what I learn and it helps somebody out, that's important to me. That's really important. So that's what's going to keep me there. And I think everybody, our bodies, people don't know this. We have our endocannabinoid system. And that's the most important system in the body. So when your body was actually designed to consume cannabis. So if I can give people more education and information to get them to understand that and show them this amazing side of things, I've been able to accomplish a lot in the last 2 years, and I've been slightly elevated for the bulk of it. So if I can take a career in the automotive industry, find my purpose in life and just continue to follow it and let this plant guide me where I need to go, and along with my imagination, man, this is like, I'm staying right here. This is my lane.
That's what's up, man. What do you feel like we need more of in cannabis?
We need more people like us, people that are, creating content and sharing things from their perspective. That's what we need, because nobody's going to call, or they're not going to talk about this on the news. They're not. They're going to talk about the bad side of it. So you need more people like us that are just going to continue to share what we learn and what we experience with it. And that's what we need.
What's something that you feel like you have learned about yourself during this process that you never thought about before?
Oh, anything I want to do, anything I see, I can accomplish that shit. That's what I've learned.
That's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild to just know that, like, I see it. If I see it and I do the work behind it, then it's going to happen. So that's the most important thing I learned.
So you and Chef Todd, y'all have about 22 episodes in.
Mm-hmm.
What's the rest of this year going to look like, and what are plans you have for 2000?
A whole bunch of content. That's all it's going to look like. A whole bunch of content.
Are we going to see more? Are you going to be leaning more towards the on the street type of shows, or are we going to go back to?
Oh, no. It's fun for us to go out and actually engage with people. So that's why we're doing that. But we're also creating our other pieces of content that we got a few pieces we haven't dropped. And so we're going back to our episodes here shortly, and you'll see a lot of content coming out from those. So we've been doing a lot of studying for the past 6-7 months. We've been doing a lot of studying, and we want to make sure that we can reach as many people as possible. Mm-hmm. So we got to make a few adjustments, and we're doing that, and it's fun. It's fun.
It's well produced. Like the show itself, like
Mm-hmm.
when you watch it, when you see it on social media, it's very well produced. Like I love the videos that's being created. Shout out to the video team.
That's they be in a bag.
Yeah, they do. It's very well produced. Like I love the edit. Like it's just smooth. Like I like how y'all doing it.
We have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Y'all be having fun?
Yeah, keep it a buck, man.
He'd rather be welding. And David, what would you rather be doing? For real?
That's a good team to have, though, man. That's another very important thing you definitely got to have in this space is a good team
Absolutely.
around you.
Listen, I told them I might not take a bullet for any of them, but I'll shoot somebody over them. So
He said,
like,
I won't take a bullet over you.
well, if I take the bullet, then I'm not going to be able to protect them.
I feel you. I'm
so
here. We here.
That's
we here.
all.
We here, man. Dope, Dank, and Dine, man. For people wanting to learn more about the brand, how can they do it?
Dope Dank and Dine on Instagram. All of our content's there. Dope Dank and Dine on Twitter, YouTube. And when you see the content, share the content. That's all we ask. When you see the content, share the content. If you smiled, if you learned a little bit of something, then just press that share button. That's all we ask for.
I appreciate you coming through. You super dope, unique guest. Got me to smoke on the air. That's not a thing that happens. And also got me a fan of something I didn't even think I was going to be a fan of, which was the mini joints.
Man, these are amazing.
Those are dope.
I'm going to go home and have a nightcap with one of these and a dessert. I don't know what dessert I'm going to go with yet, but I'm going to figure that out here shortly.
Jesse Pete, the science guy.
Maybe pumpkin spice. Something pumpkin spice. Y'all want to go to Starbucks? You want a pumpkin spice latte? I don't know. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah, that's the question.
Or you know what?
Yeah, Starbucks open.
If Chef Todd done, he'd probably make a. I'm not even gonna say what he would make because I got an idea what he could do. I don't know if I can release his recipe he just created. It's the dessert recipe. We'll talk about that later.
Jesse Pete, Dope, Dank, and Dine, I appreciate you for coming through today. And that is Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation. And this episode is sponsored by Atlanta Biz Clothing.
I need some Atlanta Biz clothing too.
There you do, bro. What size are you?
A large.